And we're live. Okay. Hello all. It's not day 6-7 anymore, but yeah, we got more code to write, and today actually like physically has to be a short stream. Not for like study reasons, but because I have something at 8, so 1.5 hours is the ceiling, but I'd also like half an hour to like be a human being in between, so yeah. This is day 68 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Last time I think we added like the op equals set of operations, and then we made some changes to the tests. This time I think I want to change up the function params pile. And by change I mean actually implement. There's so many to-dos everywhere for function params, but it's about time we finally get rid of them, I think. I need to figure out I guess how to represent them in MIR, but I think I could at least get them added in the parser at least. Looking at Thanos today? Yep. Per always. The hair is just a little bit extra purple today, so yeah. I got it touched up yesterday, so it's purple season. Yeah, let's get started with function params. Where am I? Okay. So let's see. Where do we start with this? I guess we need to add params in the AST somehow. This also gives me a place to, I guess, think about adding like extern, or like what is extern in C? Installing Omarchy? Nice. Fun stuff. Defined elsewhere, okay. Functions, redundant, interesting, okay. Sure, well, I won't worry about extern for now. Yeah, that should be like fine, at least. This also reminds me, I need to figure out like runtime library stuff as well in the future. I don't think will be that bad to worry about, but I do need to at least think about how that works. Gonna test first how my laptop handles the OS for games mainly, then switch to if I like it. Fair enough, yeah. I feel like Arch in general is a little bit unstable just by the nature of like how it's supposed to run, so might not be the best shot for that, but I mean, I guess it all depends on like what your mileage ends up looking like. This is spelled wrong, by the way. Whoops. Let's just fix that real quick. Unknown M. Cool. Okay. What am I doing? Where does this even live in the function? I guess we need a params field. Let's make like a I guess they all have a type and an identifier. So let's do a vector of How do we iterate through this? Do we want to do a vector of pairs? I feel like a vector of pairs would make sense, but yes, because they're sequential. So we shouldn't be modifying the params, I think. They should be pretty stable. So I don't think there's a downside to using a vector. So we want type and expr, I guess? Or no, we want identifier. Oh wow, I'm not thinking. Unique pointer to atom, identifier. Yeah, that's the correct number of braces. Type, unique pointer, Params. That's like, what is the difference between params and arguments? Ah, parameter versus argument. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that difference. Vectors are so good, very efficient. Yeah, factually they are. Parameters, I guess we will call it. Let's give it the full name, the full government name. We should probably add a quick little type real quick. So parameter is std pair of type and std unique footer atom identifier. Like that, yeah. So then we can change this to parameter. Okay. And this also makes things a little bit less annoying to work with. Yeah, so we have get name, we want std vector of parameter, get parameters. Okay, I think that's good for function proper. We might need to update the instruction wherever that lives to also take parameters now. What imports from what? That imports from instruction. Okay. Should probably make argument then here even? Huh. This is annoying. Okay, I think it's just a vector of atom for arguments because they don't need types at least. I think this. Oh, it doesn't live here, right? It lives in the frickin' expression. Okay. So it's here. I also need to change this real quick to have params. Okay, constructor is updated. The rest of this looks about right. So type, name, params, body. Okay. Parameters making the function and arguments the info you pass. Correct, yeah. I learned that at one point, but it's just never come to mind because when was the last time that distinction mattered? Just like unnuke my setup real quick. Yeah, it's a distinction with little difference, I think. I think if you said like you pass in the parameters, like someone would get what you mean at least. Unless someone wants to be like really pedantic about it. I guess it might be useful when like you're referring to like function args as opposed to like function params. Because like one of them is like what you're looking for and one of them is what you give it. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'll probably think there's a the more I think there will be a distinction with a difference. Can I send something to try? Yeah, go for it. Okay, so we need to give it params. So we want a std vector of std unique footer of atom identifier arguments. What's wrong here? Oh, we don't have vector, of course. Get into a new shell. I think I've heard of new shell. I mean, I guess it exists. I guess I just don't really see a reason to use it over any existing shell I have. Nice things for navigation. I mean, fair. I think the big concern I have is just like general portability. Like if I think it's more likely that something will have like bash installed rather than new shell. That's also why I've kind of like strayed away from just like messing with shell stuff in general, because like I don't really think it affects my use cases that much. Or at least it doesn't affect it enough for me to want to make a big deal out of it, at least. Yeah, if I want to mess around with it, I think that will be on the list at minimum, yeah. Install it? I guess that's fair. But also I'm like lazy. And it's like, if I'm not going to use it, what's the point in installing it? So we have this, we have std vector, std unique, footer, identifier, arguments, or args. So let's deal with this. Get the reference, get arguments. Okay, I think that's all the AST changes I need. I probably need to change the print for this. Tend to use Control Shift and number. Interesting. Yeah, that might work. But also like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Okay, so much stuff to change. Let's start with the AST, I think. Yeah, so we have parameter. So in function, we need to change some things. This takes parameter, or it's the vector of parameter. Name. This should go here. Okay. Yeah, those binds do seem nice, but also I don't really need to change between them very frequently. Like, I'm in WSL, so like I literally only need bash, and if I ever need like command prompt, I think something has gone terribly wrong. At least in my workflow usually. How's your day been? I've been alright. Just a lot of work, a lot of like, even though midterms week is technically over, I still have one more to worry about, and just like various projects, various like things that need to be addressed this week. So it's kind of like second, I guess like second midterms week almost. Hopefully you've been doing alright as well. Bash is just shell, right? Yes. Bash as opposed to like Z shell or like fish. I think those are the other two big ones in Unix environments, at least. I think Mac has Z shell by default. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Bash is what I started with, and it's what I'm used to, and it seems good enough, so I don't really have a reason to not use it, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Bash for now. Function, get parameters, turn parameters. Okay, I think that's everything implemented on this one. What else do I need to update? Oh, I need to update the visitor. Whoops. I'll do that in a second. Let's get the expert stuff cleaned up first. So Kali, and then std vector, std unique footer. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'll give New Shell a try if like if it comes down to it, like if I actually need, if I have a reason to switch away at least. It's hard for me to justify, I guess, switching just for the sake of switching at least. This is the move. Okay. Seeing if any of your streams the last couple weeks, rooting for you. Thank you. I appreciate the support a lot. Do you think you're getting a job soon? Are you applying for jobs? It's hard to say if I'll get one soon. I'm definitely still interviewing. I have an interview coming up this Thursday, and I'm still applying to places on the side. I think worst case I go back to where I was last summer, which is like fine, but it's a little bit bland, and it feels a little bit like I'm typecasting myself to something that I don't really want, at least. What kind of role? It is a I guess it's a small trading firm. All that I care about is that C++, and they're somewhat local at least, so it'd be a good time. Okay, so we've updated this. We need to add get arguments, I think, right? Yeah. We can just copy this. Good luck. Please, if you got any job that you like, post it. Thank you. Of course I will. It'll be on my LinkedIn, most likely if it occurs. If, when, open to interpretation. Args. Got that. I think this is a good spot to be. Okay. I think, so that's all like the object proper stuff accounted for. I think we need to update the toString stuff as well. Yeah, so call expr. We can get rid of that to-do finally. Yeah, we can do this for now. Make this just a char even. So if, or it's like, so for each arg in e get arguments. How do we even go with this? Or we should do the comma thing again. The really annoying comma print thing. I have this somewhere up here. Or like something like this. We just need to change things in here real quick. E get argue. We can just do like auto args equals e arguments. Args. What type is this? Std vector. It should be a ref. Why is this wrong? Yeah, this is definitely a reference. Let's fix the rest of this first. So this should be comma space. Oh, it does seem to be a ref. Okay, yeah, that's what I was missing. Okay. So if it's not args, we add a comma, and then we can add res. We want to add iter. Get, and then toString, and then we give it symbol table. That's really awful. So we give it star symbol table. Oh wait, I am bricks. I am actually bricks. Okay. Okay, we figured that out gladly. Can we just deref iter and then like? No. Okay, we do have to do it like this, which is unfortunate. Okay, so 1, 2, or so we give it the list there, and then we give it I'm gonna add paren, and I think that's good to go. Hope you're doing well. Just curious how you learn to type fast and get good at key bindings. I think so. The thing is, I don't even touch type properly. Like I low-key don't really use my pinkies. So, yeah, I can't really give any advice on the touch typing end, but I think the big thing is just like having used it for a while. Like I've been using NeoVim for roughly like 1.25 years now, so it's just hours at the end of the day. The first couple of months definitely feels like learning to walk again, and that part definitely sucks, but eventually you get fast with it, at least. I'm gonna skim this new shell pile real quick. I think that's fair, but also like the big thing is like a lot of the systems I'm working on don't really have new shell installed, and I don't want to mess around with installing new shell on like my research server, for instance. It feels like I feel like one of the big things that I've been trying to improve in my workflow, at least, is like, or I guess like in my tooling setup, is I guess portability, which is why my NeoVim config has been like pretty stable, and I've been like trying to cut out as many plugins as possible, so then I can reduce the amount of stuff I need to like install elsewhere. And it sounds silly, but like for various different classes, I have to like work off of like the EEX servers, and those are like really annoying. And the problem isn't necessarily like the process of installing, it's more that I need like permissions to install things, and that causes a lot of headache. And it's a lot easier just to like use bash, which is like on pretty much every single Linux machine. I'd be very surprised if there was a Linux machine without either bash or like Z shell on it, at least. And like honestly, like even if like new shell is like technically better, I don't think it's enough for me to really justify like changing shells and config stuff altogether. So it's like kind of like like sure, it might technically be better, but I don't think it's worth the effort, at least, if that makes sense. And like you can argue with me on tooling all you want, but the fact that I'm a hard NeoVim stickler, I think says a lot about how far that will get, unfortunately. What am I missing? I need to update the function print. Program? Not program, I need function. Where's function? Function. How long we can go back and forth over applications and software? Honestly, like you'd expect it to be a long time, but like honestly, I feel like I don't have that much of a like. I don't really think I have that many like, I guess, strong opinions. It's just like I have found things that work for me, and if they work for me, I don't see a reason to change them. Like the reason I switched to NeoVim to begin with was because like VS Code was just damn annoying to use, so I stopped using VS Code just for NeoVim. And then like I picked Western because it's like it fits my needs, or at least it fit my needs when I installed it, and I was like, we can keep rolling with it. I think the only thing that I've picked just for customization was just Arch, but even still, like, I'd be perfectly content switching back to like Fedora or something. Like, even just like messing around with DNF on WSL, I think I'm sufficiently convinced that like it's not the end of the world if I don't get like Pacman. Yeah, I am definitely quite stubborn, I will say. Stubborn maybe to a fault, even if it means like I make poor choices in some places down the line. Good afternoon. Good to see you, Ren. How's it going? I don't think I've seen you in chat before, so if you come here from, I guess, my stream VODs, then welcome. And if you're here from recommended, then also welcome. We need to update this. This is what we're missing. We might want to copy this stuff from down here, I think. Do you ever touch Python? Only when I need to. I generally try to avoid it as much as possible, but sometimes it's necessary. Okay, we change the surrounding quotes from double to single. We don't have arguments here. We have params equals okay, parameters. Oh wait, we don't even need to do that. We can just use parameters, not begin. So we can iterate like that. Oh, nice, good formatting. So we want to add oh wait, I just realized I did something wrong. I'll correct that in a second, but this should be fine at least so far. So we have iter, we want to get, and then what's wrong here? Oh, wait, I see. Let's do... so we want... what's it called? We have type. And... or it's like... param type, and then param name. So this is dref iter, or iter get, or do we just dref iter here? Oh, this needs to be a ref, I see, okay. Okay, so we have that, and then want to add toString param type, and then we want to add a space, and then we want to add param name toString, and we give it symbol table. What's wrong here? Am I blind? Oh, this should be this thing. Okay. Damn namespace collisions. Okay, this is this is yucky, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so that adds that pair, and then it's comma separated. Then we add that, and that's fine. So that's like the yeah, okay, that, yeah, okay, perfect. I think this is fine. Okay, now onto the thing that I said that I did wrong. If we go here real quick, call expr, arguments isn't necessarily atom identifiers, it is just atoms. generically. Because we could pass in a number as a literal number into arguments, which is something that I forgot we can do. Yeah, so we have that. We've changed that. We need to update these real quick. This is fine. This is not fine. What's wrong now? Oh, I forgot to... Oh, this is awful. Kali is fine. This needs to be updated. What's good, Skills? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you for a second, but maybe I'm just tripping. All these days feel the same to me now. Okay, we fixed Expert. I think this is still fine. Yeah, this should still be fine. This just returns an atom putter, which is a-okay, because we can let that handle itself. Okay. So the changes we made here are update AST for function params. I'm busy, just had 3 exams. Damn. Yeah, that's kind of my experience as well. I have one more exam to worry about as well, so yeah, that's the life, you know. Real quick, just out of curiosity, if we look up to do, okay, we have void functions, which is funny because we're not gonna add void functions, so that's that's no problem at all. But I guess we can leave them there. There's params here. This, I think we already do. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Why is this line still here? Okay, wait, I'm curious now. I need to look through Git logs. It's nice that I get to chill now. I'll be up for a week. I mean, yeah, we take what we can get nowadays, I think. Or at least like once exams roll around, I don't think they ever end. I'm not sure if that's just a quarter system thing, but like it feels like they never end at least, and it's like damn. Yeah, we did a force push because I did a amend and whoops. Where did I change the thing? Files changed 71. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? You know what would be faster? Let's just look at the branch. Let's go to test, regression, generate regression. Yeah, let's. Alright, let's. Can I blame him? Wait, seriously? Okay, this is just a deprecated line. I can get rid of it, I think. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. So let's search again for to do. Okay, so that I need to do eventually. These are void, so those I need to worry about eventually. Params, this is what I'm working on. Data model support. What did this mean? Oh, I remember now. C data model. Yeah. It's like the different data models, which determine the sizes of things. Is there a pile here somewhere about it? I guess not. Yeah, like if you've heard of like ILP32 versus, like, where is the big pile? There has to be a, there we go, yeah. It's like ILP32, LP64, LLP64. As an example. Those are all data models. They're all different like implementations of the C++ standard. I think we're just going with LP64 because I enjoy my life. Yeah. I mean, none of this matters for int anyway. But also, in what world is long being the same size as an int an acceptable standard? That seems a little bit insane to me. The data structures and algorithm exam I had was so hard. Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's just a lot of info to go over. If you're curious about anything, I guess I could try to explain it, but yeah. I think this handles non-sequential storage order, right? Oh wait, no, this doesn't. No, I would need to get a better traversal order. Yeah. This I need to handle eventually. This I think I need to. I think this one I do handle, or not here at least. Time constraint. Have to write doubly linked list methods on paper. Youch. Yeah, that one's tough. I ran out of time on my OS exam as well. So I definitely feel that. I feel like every exam this year has been just cranked up in difficulty for some reason. Parameter list, okay, yeah, I need to add that here. Parameter list again. Oh, this one is argument list. We just learned these are arguments in the call itself, but these are parameters. Worry about overflow, worry about types, fair enough. Function params, fair enough. Where is this value? Okay, those I need to add. Yeah, okay. These, yeah. So many params things I need to worry about. Iterator, yeah, I'll do eventually. And no pointer return. What was I doing? Project based, yeah, I think that's probably fair enough then, yeah. Where am I? What am I looking for? Parser. Okay. I think I'm gonna update the parser and then just like make sure the AST generates, and then I think that's a good place to call it at least. I don't want to do too much else today. I'm quite time pressed, and there's a little bit of Valorant to be played, so. Okay. So then, what is that in functions? I guess title star, I guess, is what I want. Title sequence of something, comma. So in a sequence of what do I have a sequence of? A sequence of type. Yeah, we have type, and then we type, and we have identifier, I guess. That looks correct to me. Or type identifier, and then we need ignorable. I never had a paper exam. Lucky. They're honestly the worst. You get a little bit of leniency for need a little bit of leniency for like syntax stuff, but in return you have to like feel like crap the whole time. Okay, so identifier, ignorable. So those get pushed on the back. And I think we handle them as well in the thing, right? Do we handle them at the function level? Where's the function action anyway? Oh yeah, we need to update call as well. Where's call? Call is under, oh yeah, the to do. Okay. We could even just copy the other one and then repurpose stuff from it, right? Here we don't need the type anymore. So this could actually just be value or expr, I guess. Yeah, we just need expr here. We can just give it any semblance of an expr. And then I think we forward declared for this reason as well, right? Well, we didn't forward declare for that reason. We forward declared for parens, but this is still nice to have. Yeah, the what is the bug in this questions are really annoying. Like some of them, like, I think if it's like a logic error, like then fair enough. Like, like my OS exam had a bunch of like, is this concurrent code correct? Or like, if it's not, then what's wrong with it? And like, one of them I put like, there's nothing wrong with it. And then like, it turns out the answer was in fact that there was something wrong. So like, unlucky. Yeah. Yeah, those are always the worst because you can always keep staring at it. And it's just like, it's just difficult. It's difficult and it's annoying, at least. But it is what it is. I mean, like, fair enough. Okay, we need to pop more things. So the body, we need to pop a lot of identifiers and a lot of types. How do we track this? We might need another global. I think we need another global for this. So we have these. Symbol table. We have these two active scopes. We have this. We have let's do in 64T num-params, I guess, or num-params? And then num-args, I guess. We could just keep them like this, which is really funny. And that'll let us clean up this, hopefully. So we have the Kali, which we can pop. Oh, this is really annoying, actually. Because we're gonna need to make the vector, and we're gonna need to reverse it because we're popping in backwards order. Or maybe I can, like, slice the vector? Take back, or get last end of vector. Is there like a slice way to do this? Interesting. That's cool. Is there a way to remove range, at least? That'd be nice if I could remove a range. Oh wait, we can just resize? graph algos, yeah, those are fun. If it wasn't obvious, as someone that exclusively works with control flow graphs, I quite like graphs. They're quite nice. There's so many reasons that they are nice. C++ subvector? Is this a thing? Range constructor, yuck. Oh wait, this range constructor. This is less bad. Span. Oh, that's cool, I guess. Okay, well we're gonna need to like call pop back a couple of times, I think. Which is unfortunate, but yeah, let's do it that way. How do I even keep track of how many there are, actually? Yeah, this star thing is not fun. Okay, we're gonna need to be more creative with this, I think. Instead of just having a star rule here, because that will cause problems for us in terms of counting things. I think we add another structure. Call params. This is a pectoral. Oh, I see. This is a sequence. Yeah, we just take that stuff. And we can paste over that. Yeah, so that's an exter and then ignorable. So we can just take a sequence of this, and then I think we're fine. Or we can star call params. Sorry, args. Whoops, args. Yeah, okay. So then each time we fire this, we push to the thing. And then that also just creates it for us, which is really, really nice. Yeah, then we just need to like pop the exper, and then I think we're fine. I don't know, BFS, DFS textures and prims. I think that's a pretty good pile, to be honest. A star is just like textures with a heuristic. I think like Minecraft mob pathfinding uses A star if I remember correctly. I think that is like the big pile though. The rest from there are like more niche, and you'd need to like look through them in, I guess, if you have like a reason to, I guess you'd need to like be specific with it. Okay, so that's call args. We need an action for that. I need to think of. Okay, and then here we want, instead of that, we want struct function params. And this is, and delete that. Okay, so we have function params now. So we can star that. We don't even need to be recursive with it, I think. Because it gets closed off with a parenthesis anyway. So you can just use star. But we need actions for these now, which is annoying. Okay, so we want this, we want call args, We don't want to deal with those anymore, but we want to pop Atom. I guess like, yeah, okay. So we want to do that, or we want this to be called arg, I guess. Let's go to the top real quick. We can get rid of these numbers now and replace them with just stud vector. Vector of stud unique putter to AST, or just Atom. Right? Atom. I think that's correct. And then we can do cur. That's like active. This is args, I guess. And we can do the same thing here. It's active params. This is identifier. Oh, wait, we want parameter. Yeah, this is what we want. Okay, because we can just make the parameter pairs, which is really nice. And then we can just std move it. Okay, so colors, we pop the Atom, and then we want to push it back. So we want to add this to the back of that, std move arg. And I think that's good for that, at least. And that's all wrapped in a try, so I think it'll wrap in a pectoral try. So this should be fine. This is fine, we just need to reset the thing, I think. So we need to auto args equals or we can make this with std move active. Yeah, we can move active args with that. And then we need to clear active args, right? Right? Yeah, okay. So that seems about right. Function, we need to add the other thing real quick. We definitely need to pop identifier, and type is like a little bit silly because I mean they're all ints. They're all ints, but we will keep this as is. We don't care about body here. Param name, param type. So that's fine. We need to change that out. We want active params, push back. Let's add param type, and then param name. What's wrong here? Hello. Oh, that's what's wrong. Or at least one of the things is wrong. What's wrong now? Push back? Oh, wait. I'm gonna std move this. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have that. And then this we want to do the same thing again. So name, and then we want to std move active params and that's all fixed. And then we want to active params here. Here vector after remove. Okay, so we can just clear it. That's what I see. So let's build this, pray it all works. If it doesn't work, then I have like 4 minutes to fix it. 4 minutes before I really should go. Alright, let's keep building, let's keep building. Okay. Okay, all the tests still pass at least. Let's make a quick test under here. Params.c, I guess we'll call it. A and B. Oh, def. What am I doing? Am I writing Rust? What is happening? Not even Rust. Python. Ah, okay. That's a new one. Okay. All good. All good. All good. It happens, you know. It happens. Okay, let's run this on test, regression, input. Yeah, maybe I should just type def to void or something like that. That'd be pretty funny. Params. Uh-oh. Okay, why isn't this firing? Oh, right, wait. BST? Where am I? Okay, let's do that. Why isn't this firing properly? Okay, let's do it with one param real quick. Uh-oh. Okay, that works. So, am I missing a white space? Oh, I might be missing a white space. Wait, I think that's what it is. Right? Colors, expert, okay, that's fine. Function params, type, ignorable. Yeah, we need a white space here for obvious reasons. Alright, let's rebuild it. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll like cry. I don't know. Okay. Yippee, okay. So that reads that properly. So we can add B. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's just add more white space to make it ugly. Why is that not working? Let's do on bar, this should return foo of 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Or something. I don't know. Okay, so this has to be in the same place at least. So type space ignorable. Oh wait, this needs a comma. Okay. Okay, we might need to do the recursive thing, actually. Opt is what it is. It opt? Is that the one? I think opt. Yeah, okay, so we need to optional this. So we have that. So type, identifier, ignorable, and then Pectoral opt of what does this have? So comma? Yeah, we have comma. Ignorable. And then this should just have trailing ignorable, I think, is the way I've built it. So this has ignorable, and then comma, ignorable, and then itself. So function params. Right? Does it let me do that? Okay, it does let me do that recursively. Okay, so let's get rid of that for a second. Let's see if this works. This should work. I'd be very upset if it didn't work. Uh-oh. So that's not what was supposed to happen. That's I am upset now. Okay. Not empty. Why does it need to be empty again? Oh, we're popping off of something. Okay, let's figure this out. I thought this was fine. How do we define this properly? I think the optional is fine, and then we just need to figure out the right way to do this. Oh, did I not make the changes? Oh, wait. Wait, what? Okay, I might just be tripping. Comma, and then ignorable, and then function params. Let's rebuild it. I'm not sure why that was breaking, but I guess it makes sense. Okay, that's still broken. Interesting. Interesting. I guess the question is, how do I do the commas here at least? Oh, wait, the bruh. Wait. Pectoral opt. Because I need to wrap it in sequence. That's what I'm missing, I think. Where is doc? Maybe it's in rules reference? Opt, yeah, okay. So we want a sequence in here. Yeah, okay. That looks syntactically correct. We're gonna need to do this again for the later thing as well. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. Let's run with debug. I'll grind. Where is it? Bricking. Back in. Okay, so it's still in the parser, it looks like. Okay, let's do this the fast way. Wait, what? Okay, sequence. What is pectoral list? Wait. Oh shit! Wait, this is goated. Of R separated by S. Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes sense actually. So we can just like. Okay, so we can. Instead of sequence, we can. Okay, let's start from here. Pectoral list. Non-empty list of R separated by S. So we have a list of pectoral sequence of something, and then the separator sequence of something. Yeah, so it'd be like this, which is really helpful. So we want type ignorable identifier. Maybe I could just make a comma list type real quick. That might be useful. Let me make that actually. Yeah, that should go at the top here. That's so nice. Pectoral, or actually, yeah, we can do comma list here. We can type name rule. We can do pectoral list. So a list of rule, and then pectoral sequence of comma white space, I believe. So comma white ignorable. Oh, those don't exist yet, I think. That also. Okay, let's move this down a little bit actually. Separable list. Maybe we just like pectoral star this? Or no, this is fine. We can just leave it like that. Okay, so this is a pectoral comma list. So we want that here. Or do we start with the call? Let's start with the function params. So optional that. So then we have pectoral or pectoral comma list of pectoral sequence of type ignorable, and then yeah, okay, so we want type ignorable, and then we want identifier for the function. Okay, I also just realized I forgot to add one thing to this real quick. We need an ignorable in front of this, so it's like reasonable in some sense. Yeah, okay. We can have one inconsistency there, I think. Actually I lied. This needs an ignorable, which means we don't need one up there. Whoops. Okay. Function params. Yeah. I think that should work. So now we just need to change the other one, which should be easier. Because we kind of have this already, so we can just... If I could find where I was a second ago. Okay, so we can... pectoral, comma, list. And then we can give it a pectoral sequence of expr and ignorable. Oh, we need to... Oh, wait, no, this doesn't do what I want it to, quite. Yeah, this was fine. So we want just singular arg, I think. And then here we want comma list or pectoral optional comma list. Right? And then a list of call arg. So that's a seems an expr and ignorable. That looks about reasonable. I think we need to change the other one real quick as well. This is singular function param. Let's get rid of comma list. I think we keep those. Opt of pectoral comma or pectoral underscore comma list function params or param word. Okay, that's good. We just need to change these now. Okay, real quick. Yeah, that. Oh no. Oh no, we've done the thing again. we're back to A. We have E all over again, but it's A instead of E this time. Oh, it's just not working now. Okay. Ah, okay. Where am I? Yeah, so each of these we push back, I think, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Let's get rid of this real quick. Okay, that parses correctly now. Okay. So then something is wrong with bar. What is wrong with bar? So something wrong in here, methinks. Or maybe it's something I messed up here. Oh, wait, it's expert, it's not Atom. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Pop expert. Active arc should be experts, I think. And then we need to fix that real quick and call, and then I think we're finally set. So it's an expert. This should be expert. This is expert. Expert. Change it all in here. It's an expert. Expert. So let's rebuild it once more. Hopefully that's it, because uh-oh. God damn it. That was in here. Call expert. Should be with const string expert res, I guess we can call it this. Maybe we just don't make this const, and then that will be easier. That's good, my summer. Yeah, this is the line we need to change. So we want iter get, we want this to accept this, and then expert res, we're gonna add res, I think. Yeah, okay, we want to do that, and then we can just equals expert res plus that, and I think we're good. And yeah, that is definitely a name. I've definitely read worse names on YouTube. Looks like this builds. That's a good sign. And okay. We should be able to run it in a second. Yippee! Okay, it looks like it parses everything properly. Now granted, if we go further into like HIR, this doesn't work. But that's because we haven't fixed it up to that point yet. Let's make tests real quick. Okay, it seg faults or quits for the same reason, which is like fair enough. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna need to fix AST to HIR and everything down the line, but I think this is a pretty good place to call it. Or let's restore staged for everything. What else is, what did I change in here? Just okay. So this is all, oops, it takes expers. And then finally we can commit this. Add function params to parser. All right, I think that's a pretty reasonable place to call the stream because I do have to dip. Thank you so much for showing up to my stream. If regardless of if you were here from the beginning or if you just showed up somewhat recently. If you haven't already, make sure you sub to my channel and like the stream if you found it enjoyable. Make sure you join my Discord if you haven't while you're down there. That's the best place to get pinged when I go live and chat with me outside of stream hours. And of course, you should also connect with me on LinkedIn and add me on GitHub to stay up to date with what I'm doing. Yeah, it's time for me to play some Valorant. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the night. Take care, y'all. Take it easy and have a wonderful rest of your day.